Greetings, seeker of wisdom. Today, we address a force more powerful than many recognize, a force that has toppled empires, destroyed marriages, clouded brilliant minds, and turned the most focused men into scattered souls. It is not a weapon wielded by others, it is a fire that burns from within. That force is lust. And today, I speak to you not as a preacher of rules, but as a student of truth. I offer not dogma, but discipline. I speak from the fountain of Stoic philosophy, not from fear, but from clarity. Because the greatest war is not fought with swords or guns, it is fought between the ears. Part 1. The Enemy Within. Seneca once wrote, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." Yet how many of us can say that? How many of us are truly in control of ourselves? When lust creeps in, it doesn't knock. It whispers, it tempts, it rationalizes. It says, just this once. It disguises itself as pleasure, but feeds on your attention, your energy, your will. And the first thing it destroys is your presence, your ability to be fully here, now. Because the man consumed by lust is not in the present. He's in a fantasy. He's chasing illusions. Marcus Aurelius warned, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Lust robs you of that power. It takes your focus off your life and places it on someone else's body, on a screen, on a stranger, on a memory. It distracts you from your duty, your mission, your purpose. And what is a man without purpose? A ship without sails, a wandering instrument, a wasted miracle. Part 2. The Delusion of Pleasure. Lust pretends to offer relief, a break, a thrill, but what does it really leave you with? Guilt, emptiness, shame, fog. The Stoics were not against pleasure, but they warned us, beware pleasures that cost your soul. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." But lust places your peace, your happiness, your clarity in the hands of someone else's body. You become a slave to images, to fantasies, to clicks and swipes. And the worst part, it becomes a habit, a groove in your mind. You train your brain to seek ease over effort, impulse over intention, fantasy over focus. And habits shape identity. What kind of man are you becoming? The man of strength or the man of surrender? Each repetition deepens the roots. The pull of lust doesn't just stay in the bedroom or the screen, it leaks into your ambitions, your relationships, your ability to hold eye contact with purpose. It makes you hesitate. It makes you shrink. It makes you smaller than who you were designed to be. Part 3. The mind erodes before the body. Stoic training begins in the mind. Discipline your thoughts, and your actions will follow. Let your thoughts run wild, and soon so will your life. Lust corrupts the mind before the body. It weakens the will. It softens the edge. The man who indulges in lust frequently cannot sit in silence. He needs stimulation. He needs escape. He needs something to fill the void that deep discipline once occupied. Seneca again warns us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And let's be honest, can you stop yourself? Can you say no to the urge that calls at night? Can you look away when the temptation walks by? Can you hold the line? Imagine a blade left in the rain bit by bit. It rusts. That's the mind indulging lust. It dulls your edge. You become less than sharp, less than precise, less than noble. Part 4. How lust sabotages purpose. You have one life, one mission, one brief flicker of consciousness in the vast timeline of existence. And you waste that flame chasing shadows. Every second spent in lust is a second stolen from your purpose. The Stoics believed in duty. They believed in the logos, the rational order of the universe. To live well is to live aligned with that order. Lust takes you out of alignment. It makes you forget your craft. It breaks your rituals. It stains your clarity. You cannot chase virtue and vice at the same time. You cannot build an empire when your mind is enslaved to pixels. Do not lie to yourself. You cannot climb the mountain with chains on your feet. And lust? Lust is a chain made of velvet, soft to the touch, deadly to the spirit. Part 5. The physical price? Make no mistake, there is a physical toll. Sleep is disrupted. Focus is fractured. Energy is drained. And it's not just from the act, but from the anticipation, from the secrecy, from the internal conflict. You feel it, don't you? The sluggish mornings, the foggy thinking, the lack of drive, the lost fire. It's all connected. Lust is a thief, and it steals what is most precious, your vitality. Vitality is not just energy, it is presence, magnetism, momentum. When your vital force is wasted in fantasy, it doesn't regenerate quickly. It leaves you hollow. You don't feel like a man, you feel like a ghost. And slowly, you become one. Part 6. Stoic practices to overcome lust. Now, we are not here just to condemn, we are here to transform. The Stoics believed in practice. Discipline is not a concept. It is a way of living. Here are the tools. Premeditatio malorum. Visualize the temptation before it comes. Train your mind to respond before the urge arrives. Journaling. Track your urges. Understand them. Face them in writing. Bring the darkness into the light. Negative visualization. Imagine the cost of giving in, the regret, the shame, the time lost. Let it burn in your awareness. Daily discipline. Rise early. Exercise. Fast. Do hard things. Build the muscle of self-denial. Cold showers. Not as a punishment, but as a physical reminder that you command the body, not the other way around. Silence and solitude. Sit with your urges. Let them scream. Do not answer. Mantra practice. Repeat phrases that ground you in who you are. I do not chase shadows. I build. I do not escape. Let your mind echo virtue. Accountability. Tell a brother in arms. Let someone know. Your silence is the soil where lust grows deepest. You are not your impulses. You are the master of them. And every time you master them, your power returns. Part 7. The soul's erosion. Lust doesn't just steal your energy. It eats away at your essence, your soul. You lose your ability to love deeply, to bond truthfully, to hold space with someone in purity. Why? Because lust is about taking. Virtue is about giving. And every time you indulge in lust, you become more of a taker, more of a consumer, more empty. You begin to see people as things, not souls, not stories, not sacred, just skin, just forms, just triggers for pleasure. And this isn't philosophy, this is dehumanization. It removes compassion, it silences connection. You cannot become whole when you treat others as pieces. You cannot become noble when your gaze is impure. Part 8. The false promise of liberation. Lust whispers, freedom. It tempts you with a mirage that if you give in, you'll feel lighter, looser, satisfied. But what happens after? A moment of pleasure, a wave of regret, and a tightening chain around your spirit. The Stoics taught us that true freedom is inner sovereignty, a mind untouched by temptation, a soul rooted in discipline, not indulgence, not escapism. Marcus Aurelius said, "You are a soul carrying a corpse. Don't let your soul become a slave to that corpse. When you obey lust, you trade your throne for a collar. You become owned by your desires, controlled by impulses, manipulated by illusions. What kind of freedom is that? When your peace depends on someone else's body, image, or approval, are you free? No, you're shackled." Part 9. Lust destroys your leadership. A man led by lust cannot lead anyone, not his household, not his team, not even himself. Because the mind fogged by lust cannot see clearly, the heart tangled in desire cannot offer stability, and the man who kneels to pleasure cannot stand tall in purpose. A true leader radiates calm, direction, groundedness. Imagine Marcus Aurelius in battle, distracted by fantasy. His empire would have crumbled, and yours is crumbling too quietly when your attention is stolen by lust. The world needs strong men, focused men, men who protect, build, guide. But the lustful man cannot protect. He is too fragile. He cannot build. He is too scattered. He cannot guide. He is too lost. And worst of all, he knows it. The shame of knowing you're not showing up in your highest form, it eats you alive. But know this, you can return. You can rise again. You just have to stop kneeling to your lower self and start standing in your higher purpose. Part 10. Lust makes you easy to manipulate. Companies profit from your lust. Apps, websites, Industries, they know your weakness. They spend billions designing triggers, curves, colors, clickbait, all to hijack your attention and profit from your impulse. Every click is data. Every moment of weakness is revenue. You are being studied like prey. The Stoics warned of becoming a puppet. Epictetus said, "If a man gave your body to any stranger he met on the street, you would be furious. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who walks by." Modern translation, you wouldn't let a stranger control your limbs, but you let them control your thoughts with their body, their image, their marketing. Lust makes you predictable. Predictable men are easy to sell to, easy to use, easy to enslave. Break the algorithm. Farewell, my friend. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Pure Motivation for more such motivational content.